What just fell? Okay. We're back. and I'm just me now. I don't know what happened. She didn't hit end stream. Maybe the internet. We actually didn't hit anything. We weren't even touching the mouse. Disparu should be here momentarily. Maybe he thinks that we put it in the YouTube, or not the YouTube, the hold on. No, that was really weird. I don't know if it was the internet. Where's, there it is. I don't know if he got it. I'm gonna put it in the anyways. Hello. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was weird. All she did was exit out on her phone, and it shouldn't have ended it on the computer. But we're back. Sorry. Sorry about that. I love how she goes live and then ran away, and I'm like, it's just me. Disprove's not here yet. I sent him the link again. I don't know. Whoopsie daisy. Anyways, we're back. And we're back. Hello.
On Twitter, just in case.
Should we?
Yeah, just in
Yeah.
case I sent him the wrong one.
I did. I sent him it on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry. What happened?
Yeah, accident.
Copy. Because he would have been here by now, so I think
I sent it to, he's here. I sent it to him on X too.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I clicked the link you put in the private chat. I didn't realize it went to the same thing. And so, yeah, I had to go off the X one. I'd just stopped. Oh, it is live, apparently. Hello.
Hello. We're live. Yeah, she went live and then it was just me.
No,
Here.
like, it is best to make it go live as fast as possible. I think what we've learned is if you're in a hotel somewhere, I should probably host the StreamYard thing.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened.
Because that way it would allow you to, like, mess around with things without accidentally pressing end stream somehow. Which I didn't even know I
Yeah,
had done.
I'm going to totally blame Gary on this one. It is definitely Gary's fault.
Yeah, he probably boomered it from a different
But you know
state.
something, guys? I just want to like shout out everybody because I hit 7K on the stream. Yay!
Congratulations. Cheers.
Thank you.
That means that
Just
someone
what are you
saw you with
drinking?
a camera with 10 pixels and was like, I need to subscribe for this.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We have 2 votes
Like,
now.
this
We've
is the
not
content I want in the future.
We lost one. So
The
sorry,
less
everybody. We
pixels,
lost
the better.
half the viewers, but
No, it'll happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people,
it'll
they'll
come
go off to
back.
other videos and things. It'll just happen. Maybe
Yeah.
they get recommended it in the main page or whatever. I mean,
Maybe
look,
I should
if you end your
retweet it.
video, if you
Oh,
end
did
your
I
stream in the
like,
middle of
sorry
the
for-
stream, you deserve
yeah,
it.
I should
Like,
have. We should have. I don't think we can do it on this end. You can't edit it, can you? And upload.
you can
No,
edit,
it
you
would've
can
been
edit the
closed
title anytime
already,
you
the
want. Just go
chat's
to your
closed.
studio page and then go live.
Yeah. Gambler thing. Oh, we probably. Oh, I don't think we missed any super chats. Hopefully not. If we did, I'm so
No, we
sorry.
did. I did check.
Okay.
Before we left.
Gambler, thank you so much for the 10. Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations, you
I'm
entered
so-
your stream.
Yay, you're here. No, because I hit 7K. Thank you, guys.
Oh.
It feels like it was just yesterday that he's like, oh yeah, I already forgot
The
about that.
6K.
Oh.
That was
You do have
fun.
more pixels on your camera though than you did in the other stream.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I spoke too
Really?
soon. The moment Wicked raised her arms, that was it. It gave up.
It froze.
Thank you, Psychotic.
Thank you so much, Psychotic Mongoose.
You're a real one. I'm sure this
Look
is
at the
gonna be a great
chat
book.
summary. Hold on. Wicked Virtue and friends had a very rough start to the stream with audio and camera issues. They are back up and running, and fans are happy to see them back on.
True.
Back.
Now, I have heard though that summarizes what chat is talking about, but I've seen chat go through and then someone's read one of those summaries. I'm like, how on earth did you get it from that?
Thank you, Hokies.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I think it's a mix of in chat and not
Yeah, I do
chat
think
as
it
well.
translates the audio to text. Because
Everyone's
DaVinci
saying it's
Resolve and
way
stuff can do
better.
that now.
You're welcome. Totally meant
Should we
that
tweet
to
that
not
picture?
happen.
Should we tweet that picture with the new link? We're back.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do
Yes.
that. Hold on, I got it. You go ahead and take over, guys.
Oh my gosh. I guess so. We talked about Manbla.
Mm-hmm.
Did
you
you
want the Disney
both
thing?
watch Acolyte already?
Nope.
I watched
Oh,
the
that's a cute. Look
Acolyte.
at he looks
I
so
watched
proud
Disney.
of us.
The thing with the Acolyte is
I-
a lot of it was about messing around in the forest. And I think the most interesting part of the episode is, do you think that Smiler Wren, as Smaller has nicknamed him, is the guy that she's with, or do you think that they're baiting you? Seems the most interesting part
I
of the
don't
video.
care.
Oh yeah, this is you guys. Go ahead.
I mean,
don't
that is
I
know.
another
literally
option.
do not care.
It's because in that episode they put so many, like they might as well have just written his name across the screen that he was Smiler Wren. That's how obvious they made it.
I just
So
hated the dialogue. It was so direct, like too direct. Like, where's the art of like creating a good conversation, multi-faceted lines where you're like, ooh, that
Now,
English words that you learn in English class, like alliteration. You don't need to do an alliteration.
okay, well,
Star
there
Wars.
is this then. I think that Leslie Headland is a better showrunner than Russell T Davies, and a better creator. Now, I don't know how much of the writing she did for this series, but The Acolyte is a better written series than this series of Doctor Who is. And this finale is the worst
Ooh.
finale of any series I've ever seen. And all of the episodes of The Acolyte are better than this episode of Doctor Who.
That's because Doctor Who also set a really low bar.
Oh, no,
It's a low bar
100%.
these
I'm not
days.
saying any of them are good,
And
but
my thing is, especially after learning that they had voice consultants and cultural consultants, the money that they spent on the Acolyte versus Doctor Who, I don't know how much they spent on Doctor Who. Was it worth
idea.
it for that little bit of extra? I don't know.
oh, no, you don't understand. The last episode of Doctor Who
All the
isn't
way around.
a little bit worse than The Acolyte. It is
Just a
the
little.
worst episode of television I've ever seen. It is the worst finale I've ever seen. It's the most badly put together thing of anything I've ever seen.
Even more than
This is
Game of
something
Thrones.
that
Worst
built up an
finale.
entire series. It had so many questions that it had built up. Even in the episode itself, it's building up questions that, who is the woman's mother? Why does this woman exist throughout the universe? What is this god of death scared about? And the answer is nothing. The answer is literally, you thought it was important as the audience, and so it was. It's the equivalent of, I fell over in the shower and it was all a dream. That's how bad this episode explanation is. And it ruins,
We have to wait
however
until
bad you thought the rest of the
finale,
series was,
though.
it makes it worse.
I do think that. Okay, so from what I've seen of Doctor Who, Acolyte is just a little more entertaining, but it's still pretty bad. I liked Iconic episode 3 in the sense that it captivated me to laugh. I have not laughed with Doctor Who at all, realistically. More cringe than anything.
Uncomfortable laughter.
Uncomfortable, absolutely.
My main feeling, which is why I couldn't edit it today, my main feeling in Doctor Who was, I can't believe you've just done this. It's like, this is so bad, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say about it. Like, there was an entire bit, not only does the Doctor cry like 5 times in it, but there was literally a bit where they defeat the villain. And you're like, oh, okay, well, there's still like 30 minutes left of the episode, what are you going to do? And they go, well, what about my mom? Okay, we found your mom. This is a mother who made snow appear throughout the entire series out of thin air. She tricked a time window so that nobody could see her face. She got the god of death, which is basically is Satan, right? This is the kind of person you're dealing with, the living embodiment of Satan himself. He killed the entire universe. And then we're still like, but this person keeps staying alive. And the reason I'm keeping her alive is because I need to know the secret of who her mother is. And it is nobody. That's the answer. It is, well, she's just a normal person.
That's so lame.
Yes.
I got nothing.
And the Doctor says the reason why she was important is because you thought she was important. Now, I think he means the audience. I think he means because you all cared about the question, that made it important. I think he's trying to be like meta. But I've seen people that defended every single episode of Doctor Who hate this episode. I've never seen anyone like it.
Really?
Yes. There's people like, I like Doctor Who, but this was disappointing. Because everyone, it's the equivalent of having 8 episodes, 8 hours of entertainment lead up to maybe 10 questions, and just go, they don't matter though, do they? And then walk off.
It's like,
There
what's the
wasn't an
point of
answer.
a show then? The penultimate
I
episode should
genuinely
be
don't
answering
know.
all the questions.
My theory is that the previous episodes, what was important about them was the messages that he wanted to push. And so he got to the finale, he didn't have anything left to say. He'd already said all the stuff he wanted to, and he just didn't care. So he didn't write one. And it was the equivalent of going, F it. It was just that. It was that, meh, whatever. You've
makes
watched
me so
everything now. Why
sad.
should I care?
Like, looking at previous Doctor Who seasons, like every season had an overarching villain and stories within each episode too, because it could be episodic. And to see it kind of be such a letdown, it's Game of Thrones season 8 level. It's just disappointing.
I agree with Gary that Doctor Who is the most destroyed franchise, but despite everything else, I think the last episode of Doctor Who destroyed it more than anything else. Like everything else, even the Timeless Child and everything, it went back and destroyed kind of the past. It went back and destroyed lore. But the reason why that kind of hurt or affected anybody is because they still cared about Doctor Who. This basically said that the writers and the creators don't care about it. That they know it's gone. It was whatever. Who cares? It's only Doctor Who.
That's sad.
It's like even they don't care about it.
Doctor Who should be about like the beauty of being human. And I'm saying all humans, not just the, diversity humans. And just, the Doctor's always loved humans because they're amazing. With all their flaws, they can still do amazing things. And to see that kind of get to that point, it's like, okay, what's amazing about humans? Oh, they're LGBTQ. Okay.
Yay. So happy for you.
So now
I don't watch the show, but I'm just going to be a cheerleader.
No, but this'll, because I think X-Rays hit this bit. Have you got past the Tennant era?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'm not going to say it then.
Thank
Because
you.
it'd be a spoiler for the Tennant era.
I can't wait to get to Matt Smith, though.
But just imagine, right, that after all you've watched of Tennant, that Tennant's era goes really well. What? Have you got past Rose?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That was
There you
like
go.
so heartbreaking. That
Yeah,
end
okay.
season. Oh my god.
So the Rose's finale, when he like says goodbye to her and stuff, right?
barely says goodbye.
Yeah, but he tries. The entire point is basically it's the Doctor who's lived for thousands of years. It's the love of his life. She's got trapped in another dimension. He had to sacrifice her to save the universe. And he burns up a star to tell her I love her and fails, right? That's basically the story. Now imagine...
I almost made a Buffy comparison. But I don't
Davis
know
comes back, does it in the worst episode, completely fails to give a story, I don't care, and then craps all over that. Because he does the same scene again, badly.
No.
From the other way around. So it's the companion.
No.
Mm-hmm. She's walking out and he's like, well, you can still come with me. And she's like, well, you know, my mother's here, my father's here. And she's like, I'm sorry. And she walks out and then she turns around and she looks back at him and she goes, I love you. And he just kind of turns around and looks at the console and doesn't say a thing and turns his back on
Shut the front door. No, that would not happen. Rose would
he
go
turns his
with
back
him.
Now there is a commentary from Russell T Davies who says in the original cut he says I love you back, but they cut that because they thought it was more important than he turned his back on her. So he's sorry that she's missing, like going away, but she's like I love you, and he's like I can't give that to you. Kind of I'm just not going to say anything and turn my back on her, and she looks like distraught, and then she just walks away and slams the door because she's essentially going I love you, and it's one of those. If you say it back, I'll stay. That's the kind of way it's pitched. It's like, my family is over there, but if you say I love you, I will stay with you. And he just turns his back on her and she walks out and slams the door.
No, Rose would always go with him if she had the choice.
Well, yeah, but this is the new blonde. But it's and this has happened throughout the series. They keep bringing things back from earlier eras and just doing them again.
So, like...
And they do it worse.
nostalgia bait, but worse.
Yes.
Like worse.
It's like we're repeating the same scene with different people and something else is happening. And this was obviously him and Rose, but from the other way around.
I'm not ever watching that because I will hate them. I will hate them.
Yeah, because apparently she's going to be in season 2, but she won't be the main companion. So they're bringing in a diverse companion, and then she'll appear now and again. In this episode, by the way, they wipe out the universe, and then bring the universe back. And they literally do it by, well, this villain's visited every planet. If we make the villain visit every planet again, they come back to life. I'm like, what? That's what they do. They literally defeat the villain by putting a leash around his neck and pulling on him. So there's a god. This is the god of death. He's wiped out the universe. And they put a rope around his neck and drag him into the TARDIS.
That is so stupid. Oh, it's so frustrating. I don't want to hear that.
However bad you think it is, it's worse. I'm telling you, like this is the worst episode of television I've ever seen. And it just seems to come from a guy who doesn't care. Like that's the main thing. I've shown you all the messaging I need to. If you've got to the finale, I don't need you anymore. Why should I bother writing it? That's how it came across. It was farcical.
It's just like all other writers with like the people who get the beloved IPs. They don't even try. They're like, we got it. We can put the messaging in. Let's just
I meant to publish the video today. I genuinely couldn't. I had to keep walking away. I couldn't record it. So it's recorded now. I'm like, there's no way I'm editing it and then doing this stream. There's no way. It's so bad.
It's too much pain.
Well, I didn't care about the other episodes. I found them funny. This episode pissed me off because you built up to something and you've not like capitalized on it. I went to bed. I woke up pissed off. I was disappointed and pissed off. I didn't care about anything, but I wanted the answer to the question. Even if it's bad, I wanted an answer to the question. He didn't give me one. So I woke up annoyed, pissed off, didn't want to record it, managed to record it. I'm like, there's no way I'm doing anything else. Oh. It's genuine. Like, nothing else has affected me the way that finale did.
I'm sorry.
Worse than Game of Thrones season 8. I didn't think that there could be a worse.
See, the thing with the Game of Thrones season 8 is that they just... I don't know anyone that like was a fan that actually enjoyed it, but they didn't like massacre it. They just made some dumb choices. That's how I look at it. Not that maybe massacre it could be also, I don't know. What I'm hearing what they're doing with Doctor Who and what they've done with other shows, I think it's definitely worse than Game of Thrones. Maybe they're just making it look better. Because I know when it happened, I was like, what? Like when Game of Thrones happened. But hearing all this Doctor Who stuff, I'm like, you know what? Season 8 wasn't that bad now.
The rest of Doctor Who, right? It was clearly a guy who was maliciously trying to put a message forward. And so it didn't affect me. But this just came across from somebody that simultaneously knew Doctor Who, because he'd even brought back like classic villains. He was referencing classic material. So he knew the IP, but just couldn't be bothered. Like there was nothing, it wasn't, they bring up cultural appropriation for like a line. But apart from that, there's no messaging in the episode. It's just ultimately bad television, which I find worse. Like I could put up with the messaging way worse than just being just bad. It didn't even feel spiteful. It felt like I don't care. I've already got paid. What's the point?
Well, like Gary has said, this is the most murdered IP. Out of 100%. All the IPs.
Like if you didn't agree before, after this episode, I don't know how.
I definitely agree at this point. Just hearing everyone's thoughts and reactions and some of the choices they did with their story.
Well, this episode relies on nostalgia as well. It goes back. They make a TARDIS out of other TARDISes. So there's loads of things in the TARDIS that reference all the past Doctors, all the past TARDISes, and like combine it into a memory TARDIS. So it basically goes back throughout all the Doctor history, but at no point do you feel like they care about any of it. It's reminding about all that stuff and then going, we do not care about any of this stuff. It doesn't
a
even...
memory TARDIS?
Oh no, okay. So there's a time window which is powered by memory, and they come up with the idea that memory is time. And so he goes like, well, if memory is time, what is a memory of a time machine? So then they come up with, you can make a TARDIS out of memories of a TARDIS. And so by using her memories, because she's supposed to be super powerful, right? Her and her mother are supposed to be super powerful. Combined with the Doctor's memories, they make a memory of the TARDIS. But then when you get to the end, you're like, well, why has she been powerful? Why has her mum been powerful? Why have they all been able to control time, change time? Why has everybody been able to see her? It's like, no reason. You just thought she was important. And I still think you means the audience. It doesn't make sense otherwise.
See, the way I see making a memory TARDIS, the way you could do it is a schism in time where the TARDIS doesn't know which era it's in, and then have little aspects of every TARDIS. That would be way better.
No,
Or at least a memory TARDIS.
It was like a time mirror. So you will have seen. I had to Google what it was because I couldn't remember the term. But if you remember David Tennant, there was a bit where it was like Madame de Pompadour and stuff, and there was a lot of clockwork people that were after her brain to fix their ship. And he was like traveling through time windows back to her time. Well, in this unit, make a time window, and it's basically CGI modeling of time.
Stupid.
But because it's powered by memories, it uses his and hers to make it. And so he actually it kind of physicals a TARDIS, which I started calling a retardis. It was the only thing that made it basically made sense in the show.
A TARDIS has a soul, so to speak. I don't know what the specific word for it
it's a living being. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they
it makes no
that.
sense that they can make a memory TARDIS. It's stupid.
Oh no, that's worse. The villain has been hanging on to the TARDIS through the time vortex since like one of the ancient classic Doctor Who's. I think he's like the 4th Doctor. So since then, this being has been hanging on to the TARDIS and has been talking to the TARDIS this entire time and following through time. And every time he lands on any planet, he makes this being. And he's been learning about the TARDIS and all the stuff all this time, so he learns to control it and stuff. But he's been talking to the TARDIS. He says, it's under my control. Like, hang on. It's a living being. You'd have to convince her to follow you. No, they forgot all about that. They just disregarded that as law. Now, all a TARDIS is just buttons, and if you press the right buttons, it controls it. So you can forget the TARDIS goes to where the Doctor needs to go. You can forget that it's got an intelligence arc that it needs to go on, because it's like, well, the Doctor, this is an important part of time that Doctor needs to fix now. It's just buttons.
I think it's so strange. Oh my god.
It's a retardis. I've told you, like, there is no difference.
Well,
it's intelligent rope.
An intelligent rope, like a peepee.
And intelligent gloves. And that's how he pulls the god. Because you're like, well, you can't pull a god with a rope. You can if it's
got magical
rope.
fingers and a peepee. How phallic.
He probably does have a magical dangly bits at the end of the day, let's be honest. No, this is a guy who met a time bounty hunter in the future, and within 30 seconds was like, yeah, I'll bang you outside. Like,
he's going nuts. He must have turned everything.
I know. Just Bruce like going into some like era of like craziest right now.
He's gonna turn into Jim Carrey in Liar Liar in a second. Like,
it's a blue pen.
Let's get some super chats. And real quick, Clyde, thank you so much for the $20 donation on
you've
PayPal.
Just hidden the super chat
you can afford
highlighted.
So you can afford newfangled internet, Clyde. Thank you.
Embarrassing.
Oh, that is true. What was it? Was it FNT or G&G that did that? They were talking for like 20 minutes and then realized they hadn't even hit the go live button.
I don't know. G&G.
She's like, that would never happen on FNT because I produced it.
Well, that's the thing.
Well,
I know
no,
Gary
I wouldn't
was
realize
at
it.
So I didn't know which one it was.
It's her job. So
no, I would have realized it within 5 minutes at the very least. So.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, we didn't hit end stream. I think the internet was just like, heck 2, and then it fixed.
No, I think you hit end stream. Look,
Yeah,
it's not
Lee,
a
you didn't
coincidence that you're
sit
messing about
properly.
with different streams on different cameras at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it ended from her phone, but it shouldn't because we were on here. That's the only thing I can think of because the mouse was nowhere near end stream on here. So
Yeah, but
I
if
love
you
this
open up
picture,
like the
though.
back
it's
end on your
great.
camera,
There's like,
it'll also have the same thing.
thank you.
This is why you never open up your back end for anything.
Yeah, don't open up your back end.
Wise words from Disparu.
Happy
Don't.
Pride.
Happy Pride. Also, that was
Especially in the
very
Navy.
something of us for saying
Like
that.
they call it porthole pudding. It's one of those things.
Portal pudding? Ew.
No, unironically, no, my dad told me this. That's not as weird as it sounds.
What?
No, he was.
We need a book of
speaking-
Disparu's dad from his
He was
dad.
speaking to a Navy bloke and he was like, you know what we hear about the Navy, is that all true? And the guy literally replied, everybody loves a bit of porthole pudding. So
Oh. Can I just show you this?
Hmm.
Oh, wait, this photo is hilarious, and I'll show you the description.
I mean,
this
we are
chat
live on
conversation
a
about the
stream and
TV
you're
show-
going to Wicked. Hey, can I show you this
No,
picture on my
Doctor
phone?
Who. The fans are arguing about the feminist direction the show has taken. Some fans are criticizing it, others defending it. And
It's a great picture. You should post that. You gotta show Disparu that. Put it at least in the Twitter chat for him.
Twitter.
But that is interesting because we never mentioned that word.
Feminist? No, we
At
didn't.
no point did I
We
say that
didn't.
word.
That's
So
why I think it's fun.
it must definitely include chat at some point.
Hokies,
'Cause
thank you so
I
much for the
wouldn't even
$10.
describe this- Sorry.
Hold on. Congrats on 7K. Whipple Virtue. Thank you. Thanks, Jay, for that.
What were you saying,
But
Discord?
I wouldn't describe this series as Doctor Who as that in the first place. Many other things, but not that.
Agreed.
It was
It's not
because
feminist. There's a lot of ists, but not feminist.
he did Hokies.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
mean,
miss
well,
it? He
Cutie
hopped
Gatwick is
to
the
better
main
than the
character.
girl that did it. Huh?
Well, no, it's that because it's like what is it? Two white
Bless you.
people.
White people.
People. No, you know what my most hated thing on the internet is when people, because they can't spell correctly and they can only use 2-letter words, spell it YT, and I just read YouTube every time, but it takes me ages
does
to work out
YT
what they
mean?
mean.
Besides YouTube.
Yeah, what does it
White.
mean besides YouTube?
YT, white.
Oh, whitey. Oh, wow.
No,
okay.
that's
I got it.
literally
That's
on that
stupid.
side of the
Like
internet.
whitey.
That's what it means.
Whitey.
It doesn't mean YouTube. It means YT, white. Yeah,
Oh,
it
that's
takes me. I have to
ridiculous.
read it. I'm
Yeah.
like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you? Why
And
is
we're the
YouTube
ones that are the
oppressive?
ists and the phobes, but we don't get any of the stuff that they make up. But all right. It's like Attic Mongoose. Thank you for the £2. Congrats on 7K subs. Wicked. Thank you, guys.
That's proper money.
Proper money.
Got
And another one.
£2.
Proper.
We got a lot of Brits in the house today.
a lot of pounds here.
The Brits are rolling in. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the £2 Disparu. Could any series beat the Velma finale?
It depends what you mean. If like the last episode of Doctor Who, like I say, it wasn't message heavy, but it was, from a writing perspective, the worst episode of television I've ever seen. The worst written. So like Velma, yeah, their season 1 finale was far more hateful. It was far more message heavy. So if that's what you value or whatever, then that would be worse. But just from like there was literally cultural appropriation, and then he moved on. So that's all there was in this. It wasn't like that at all. It was literally just pure,
It's okay.
terrible lack of talent. This was a black hole of ability. That like this is the kind of episode you would make, and you should literally never be able. I think I tweeted this that we should have a law passed that he should never be able to write down the written language ever again, just in case he accidentally writes something. He should be banned from owning a pen.
In case he accidentally writes something.
Yeah, no, he like at no point should this guy write a script ever. That's how bad this was.
Randy Numbs for 5. Thank you. What are people's theories for why the drama kids can't make a good show? Seems like they should be knocking it out of the park on that front.
They just suck. Hard for diversity,
they weren't
not
hired for
talent.
their talent.
Yeah, because there's other people who would beat them just based on individuality, not their diversity points.
Well, the issue they
Which is how you
have-
should hire.
Yeah, the issue they'd have is if they hired based off talent, they'd end up with the same looking writers' rooms that they had before when they hired on talent.
Male,
Back when TV
pale,
was good.
and stale.
Yes. But those are the
Which I
people
guess
that are
brings
willing.
Disney in.
Those are the people that are willing to write
A good segue to
towards
Disney.
the same morality that they have. So they would write based on masculine morality for men,
Yeah.
and they would put in things that men want. That's how you make good entertainment, and women can like that entertainment. But if you do it the other way around, men can't like entertainment for women. It just doesn't happen.
It's like comedians.
our views are too far apart.
There's not
But
a lot
I
of
think
good
it's
female
because
comedians.
women's foundations.
Back
of
in the
morality
day,
are based
there
on
was
three men's
some decent
original.
ones. Yeah. Well, back before
Very
everyone
few.
got
I
offended.
think there's 2 chick flicks that I like.
Few.
Out of everything.
Yeah. But no, there's totally agree with that there's more funny male comedians. But now, like the modern ones, nah. There's not even I can't even think of
men
one.
aren't funny. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, and like, you know, it's weird. So I listen to a podcast, which is super normy. And so sometimes I can see the talking points that we have bleed into their talks. And now there's a girl on there saying like, oh yeah, men are like, they don't come up to women. They don't know how to talk to women. And he said, you guys made that happen. And I was
Yes.
like, dang! It's true though. The feminist movement, #MeToo, guys are scared to go up to a woman because they don't want to get Me Too'd. So then they don't get the skills to go up to women. And then we lose out on that like masculine energy. And women do want that.
Even the ones that are crying about it.
They do.
It's
want
not
it.
that they're scared. It's like what they're gonna get. There's an element of like the amount of effort it takes to get something compared to the reward of it. So if you think
it's
from
the
like
above.
your granddad's day, then he'd have to kind of work up to about here, and then he'd get like a woman who's, you know, she's acting like a woman. She's done everything she would. She'd be civilized. She'd be nice, and so he will have got something of equal value. But now with the internet and values and everything, he's going to have to work so much harder. And what's he going to get? He's going to get someone down here. Why would he bother? Like, why would he come up to you?
Well,
Are you
and
up to
like-
his standards?
these days, women are how to meet women. It's like the apps versus walking up to someone as well.
Well,
like,
well,
you
yeah,
can
but that's
easily-
like getting laid and stuff. That's not really relationship stuff.
Or dating. Like you can do both.
Yeah.
It's not as
Dating.
easy to date.
Yeah, because there's a lot more
Easy.
stuff.
Well, no, because
Culture.
like,
Yeah.
if you take it from the women's perspective of, okay, so they've raised all their standards right, and then that guy's never going to go with her because he can do better. And I'm telling you, despite all of the stuff, if a guy can just go from woman to woman, he will.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Wait, is it because I made a face? I made a face.
It
He's
is
just-
literally
he's
a
just
case of
vibing right now.
if you're not worth marrying, why would he?
Okay.
Because he
That
got you,
is
so
true.
he
There
could
you go.
replace you easily, right? He could, like, the next one. Like, this isn't... there's a whole thing of... I feel like we're basing things on various different levels of society, and we're not in a society where everyone dates to marry anymore.
That's true. And it's also because of like to piggyback off of the whole dating app thing. I think, and this is guys and girls who think even if they have somebody who's like amazing, that they think that they can do better, and that doesn't mean that they can. And so they move on and they realize, wait, maybe that wasn't, but you know what I mean? Like with the
but the
unhappy,
guy
and it's
can.
not. They think not always. They can always find someone better. Maybe like I don't know.
Well, the guy
It
does.
depends.
That's why he doesn't settle down.
Oh, you're saying someone that doesn't settle, that just keeps like hooking up? Is
Well,
that
yeah,
what
I
you're
mean, I
saying?
don't want to
Like-
use it, but I can, and I don't think he'd mind if I did use his name. But it is a case of the reason why he's not settling down is because he knows he can replace them. But if he found somebody who was like worth it, then they would settle down, especially if they've settled down in the past, right? So, like, there's a reason why all this stuff happens. And it is a case
I'm
of,
just saying that there's not a lot of alpha men out there as much as there.
Yeah, I
used to
agree
be.
with that.
At least in the
There's not a
Gen
lot
Z
of
population.
like
Femboys.
feminine women too. The feminists have ruined like the like the like what to say what Discourse was trying to say, like
It
the woman that
depends.
would be worth stepping down for. There's not as many of them these days because
And same thing
they're
with men.
yeah.
I'm
think
saying Gen Z.
yeah.
specifically.
It depends which half of the dog you think swags the other one. So you can think that if there's a load of like alpha
Never heard
men,
this name
then
before.
all the women on the tail will be like, oh my god, we'll get really feminine for that guy. Or you can think that the feminine women create the alpha men. Like the one of them will lead the other one. It depends which side of that argument you come down on.
It's the teetering scale. Yeah, I can agree with that.
It's not a scale. It's led by something.
No,
the dog
no,
wipe the
no. I mean,
tail
like
of the tail?
like a what is it called? The seesaw teetering scale.
No, nothing in life is a spectrum. Nothing in life is nuanced or in the middle. Everything has an answer, whether you know it or not.
Speaking of men, Disney hates them if they're white. Apparently, according to
That's a skill, right?
glad you like that one.
Scale of
I
white
thought that
to
was
dark.
a great
I don't know.
segue.
Well, that was a segue that like Ethan and Rudai would have turned down.
Very smooth. Thank you, chat. No, but do we have an article or we're just
Oh,
talking
in
about
that
it?
video and like the first minute or so, but like
Yeah,
he
it depends if I can even
basically-
share the right tab.
Yeah, it's fine. I
Yeah.
think we can cover it without really showing it.
So James O'Keefe sent in a undercover journalist to
To go on a
some
date.
information. Which, by the way, like if you want a first date, do that. It's a like
Oh no, you underestimate
telling-
how much men.
Trying to impress.
Yes.
No, absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, if this is something that it's an NDA, you going down effed up real hard. I don't know if
You're
it's an
going down-
NDA.
Nothing under this would be NDA'd. There's a whole aspect of society which is kind of everybody knows it to be true. Nobody likes to talk about it. It's like not polite.
So he's basically pulling the pity me victim card.
No, it's the
Almost.
other way around, right? Because there's a bit in the video which we can get the thing. But there's a whole thing of where he's like, but they're not really hiring white people. I'm really well positioned for it. I'd be perfect for it. Well, I've been told by various. Sorry, I got flattered there
You're
for a second.
You shouldn't get hired.
I've
by
been
Disney.
told that they wouldn't do it. They don't like it for a second. They don't like me. What that was I would be hiring the company, but unfortunately I'm discriminated against.
You are so discriminated. They're being ists against the white people. Well, it's actual racism.
No, but what I mean is
To be
that
fair.
was trying to impress her. He was making excuses for why he wasn't hiring the company.
Do you want to hear what the AI says we're talking about? People are discussing the rising trend of hoflation, where women
True.
have multiple sexual partners due
I
to the
prefer to
ease
call
of
it pussy
access on dating
hyperinflation.
apps, and the impact of feminist culture and technology on this phenomenon.
You know,
All right, I just thought that was funny. That's why I laughed at. I just saw the word hoflation. It's like, what?
I haven't seen
Again,
hoflation
I
in a
wouldn't call
while.
it that because I'd just call it culture. But
Yeah.
it is interesting
my
how
hair is
when you talk
purple.
about culture, because people think of it like as a scale, they're like, oh, it went away. It didn't. It won. Like you are living in this now. It's not going to change.
Yeah. But yeah, so chat, I'm wondering what you guys think about this guy at Disney. Do you think he's gonna get fired? Do you think
so
he's gonna get, something worse is gonna happen to him? Maybe not, because I know that now people are watching, but I don't know. They might not care.
It's
I don't know.
he's calling Disney out for what they're doing, and now that it's public, it's almost like an embarrassment. So I feel like they're gonna find something. We talked about it earlier to fire him on, or he will never, ever, ever, ever rise in the ranks of Disney ever while he's there. So the next best thing for him to do is either leave the company or get fired.
Okay, we won't have sound for this because, again, I can't share tabs for some reason on this
It's okay.
browser. But it does have, like, the text. So, like you said, certainly there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white male for this. Like, that's what he's been told by people in HR. And you're like, he's not trying to play victim with her. This is, look, I'm a lawyer. Because at some point as well, he does brag about what his position does, which is I negotiate all the money for all the actors. So he seems pretty high up. It's like, I'm the one that negotiates that, what they get paid, what they can and can't do, kind of thing. But he would be higher if it wasn't for this. There are times, and I think they reply, so is that just unspoken thing? And he goes, there are times when it's spoken, but they have to be very careful how they message it to the agents. And then he goes on to say they use like code words. So maybe like, we don't want the usual people for this kind of stuff. Now, in my video, I showed a quote from Leslie Headland where she goes, for my writer's room, I want people who aren't usually in the writer's room. Which seems to back up exactly what he said.
I want people who aren't writers to write my stuff, basically.
Well, no, not necessarily writers. They just don't look like previous writers' rooms. Okay. You have to remember that previous writers' rooms of Star Wars made successful Star Wars. So you probably would want them to look exactly like that, actually. I wouldn't be trying to change everything that I'd done when I was success before, and I'm a failure now. But that's just me. And this is where he goes, I think I'm well prepared for the position. But as far as Disney's concerned, well, I'm just a white guy.
Yeah.
And that's not who they're looking to promote at the moment.
Nope.
And you can look at all of their shows that they put out. You can't really argue with it.
Well,
look at the Acolyte.
Especially the credits. Like everyone, not everyone, but majority is diverse character, diverse everything else. If you are white, you end up getting put last or in the background. Unpraised.
The only white guy in the Acolyte topped himself.
And you know what? He's the same actor. I don't know who. Like I don't know this part. Yeah, Torben. We're talking about that in chat the other day.
Yeah, Torben. Yep. It's literally that he's the only person in it, and that's what he did to himself. You've got Rings of Power advertising for season 2. All of our directors are women. It's like, are they any good? They're women.
They're women.
Are they any good though? I mean, have you got anything to say about them apart from the fact that they've got a hole? I mean,
now men have a hole too. Don't discount that.
That's true. Well, a bonus hole.
Yeah, we all got bonus holes.
We don't have a bonus. No,
that's equality.
Everybody has a hole. Only half of the population has a bonus hole.
Depends on how you think of it.
And if you smash them together really hard, you make a baby. That's what I've heard.
2 holes.
You're like, if you have to smash them together really hard and talk about a thread, and then you make a baby. That's where babies come from.
Oh,
I'm not
is that
a doctor.
what we're teaching in schools now?
Well, that's what we're teaching in the Acolyte.
Scissoring threads. Okay, got it.
I mean, I wasn't going to go there. I'm trying to dance around the AI, and X-Ray Girl's like, no.
No.
I want what they're gonna.
No, you gotta
the AI
add
knows
the holes
best.
together, and the thread keeps them together, and it makes a baby.
And this was another thing where he says a few years ago, somebody was half and half. The executive said, that's not what we want at the moment, because they wouldn't look right in the meetings. So they're even hiring people based on how they look. And did they exactly meet? I don't know whether they mentioned Meghan Markle. I think they did. I think they'd be like, yeah, someone like her wouldn't get hired. Because everyone looks at Meghan Markle, and then when she's like, it's like everyone's surprised. Yeah, they wanted someone in the meetings who would appear a certain way, and he wasn't going to bring that into the meeting. It feels like we're at a point where at some point there's going to be a lawsuit.
Hey.
I'm sorry, Disbrew. We're laughing at.
Got a comment, not you.
I didn't even
He
see the
doesn't care.
comment because X-Ray, like Wicked
Oh,
hid
wait.
it. I'm getting
I didn't
discriminated
hide it.
against in my own
Back
stream.
up.
There you go.
I mean, that's true. But to be fair, that's how she drives normally.
Hey, hey,
There's a
I'm
reason
still
why
alive.
you
Kara's still
you
alive.
rent a 4x4 and you just press that pedal down. Or fast hard it'll
It's a
go.
4x4.
Do you
Or
not
a
have
truck.
what do you call 4x4s?
Four-wheel
Yeah,
drive.
do you call them trucks?
Oh, I mean, I have
A
a
4x4
I
four-wheel
can
drive,
borrow.
do you know that?
That's fine. All-wheel drive. That's what we call 4x4.
You call
then.
them all
All-wheel
oh my
drive.
god.
Produce
All
Peru.
wheels.
This is why
Well, there is
Four
four
wheels.
calls you
There is
simplified
four-wheel,
English.
but there is also all-wheel
That
drive.
means
you
that
know?
a lorry could be classed as the same thing and you wouldn't know the difference.
What's a lorry?
Do you know what a lorry is? Jesus Christ.
No.
A Lorian.
I know
The
what
thing that-
four-wheel drive
The thing that really
is,
annoys
but I
me
don't-
about cars is how they call them a 5-door car because they count the boot. What do you
I've
call a
never
boot?
heard that.
The trunk.
I've only heard of 2-door and 4-door.
That's the bonus hole.
Yeah, no, over here they
Good
call it a
car.
5-door. It's a 3-door and a 5-door because they count the trunk.
I'm really proud of that joke. Whatever.
It was a good one.
I didn't even hear, I didn't hear the joke. That's why.
Oh, I
can't
call
remember.
it. I said that's the bonus hole.
It's a 4-door with a bonus hole. It's going dogging, so.
Yeah.
I don't think you even have that over there, do you? Well, you wouldn't know the translation. You probably have the same
A
thing.
4x4 with a bonus hole. Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had
I like how you got that, but not
Just
the
a little
dogging
bit.
bit, which was definitely the more raunchy part of that comment.
I don't know what a dogging bit is. Is that like
Hey,
a
dogging.
rocket? What's dogging?
I'm not
Actually,
even
what's
sure.
dogging?
I don't think I can describe.
What is dogging? Chat, what's dogging?
I don't. I'm not looking it
It's a
up.
little bit.
I'm not
better than
looking it up.
cottaging.
Don't
Don't look it up.
I'm not looking it up.
I'm not looking it up.
I don't want to know.
This is a
right.
this is a Blabs moment. This is a Blabs on
No,
side
leave
scrollers
Blabs
moment.
alone.
When everyone's like, no,
He's been through
don't
enough.
Google it.
She's been
dogging?
enough.
Here.
I ain't looking it up. I never look it up. I don't trust
Wicked,
anybody.
you definitely shouldn't. Like, X-Ray Girl's too
not.
far gone. If she finds out, she'd probably be like, oh, yeah, I probably knew about that.
Oh wait, I know. I get it.
Call it something else.
There's an element of Wicked where you're still like, no, you should still preserve your innocence.
Preserve that little bit.
Yeah,
That very,
whatever's
very small
left.
little bit.
It's too late for us, Wicked. Save yourself.
Oh my
I'm waiting for
gosh.
chat to actually put it there, but no one is.
Well, X-Ray's waiting for
No,
the
because it's
explanation
probably an
that
English
nobody
word.
wants. I
But
will,
there was a major issue, like, it would happen in random places around the UK. There was spots
Ray,
for it.
thank you for the £2. Proper money. There you go.
Oh, look,
That's proper
chat
money.
GBT's people in chat are discussing the meaning of dogging, which they believe to be a sexual act.
Thanks,
I mean,
chat.
they're
Thanks,
not wrong.
Thanks, AI chat.
Thanks, AI.
They're not wrong.
Ray, thank you for the £2. Congratulations on reaching 7K. And just so all of my UK friends know, I'm only making fun of this Peru when I do that. That's proper money. I'm not making fun of you guys. I appreciate
I'm the
it.
only person from the UK that she knows. I'm also the closest
No,
person
I know
to Italy.
Ian.
That she,
As
I'm also
know
the closest person
Ian.
to Italy that she knows.
product mongoose.
Yeah. Mike Wilson Art for 5. Thank you. It's
I
all
don't know
easy
where
when
they
you
live.
just disregard anything made after 2015.
Ian's in Scotland. I'm definitely more European than. Oh God.
He's not here to defend himself. You gotta wait.
No, I offended myself by saying I was
He's
more
gonna be
European
upset probably
than
that he
Ian.
missed this because we're together. Remember when?
Yeah, he's gonna miss all 240 pixels.
Yeah, he's going to. The last time we were together, he was like, "Damn this timeline," because he had to go to bed or something.
I'm wearing a shirt that says.
I
"Great
agree,
tits."
Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew, for the £2. Minecrafting Mama was the best ending ever.
Yes.
Wait, close the shared.
Scrappy
yeah,
Doo
yeah.
killed her.
Sorry. That sounds
Scrappy
good.
killed her?
Scrappy's the main.
Scrappy Doo
Yeah.
I love
wiped her
I
off
like
the face of the
Scrappy Doo.
planet. Unfortunately, she
Good.
did come back as a ghost.
No, that's even worse.
That's worse.
Because now she's just
Nah,
here for
I'd rather
eternity.
her as a
But yeah,
human
no,
and
but he
then
did
goes.
push her off a building, so you know.
Nice.
I'm going
She
to take the
suffered.
positive where I can get 'em.
That is a cute happiness, not long term.
Dave Chandler, thank you for another 5. Look at asked earlier how I'm losing weight. It's a combo of dieting, walking, and biking, plus an injection that controls my appetite. It's going well. Well, that's awesome, Dave. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad it's working for you. I know it's tough finding something that works for you. Everyone's different. You can hear this or that from people, and then you try it. It doesn't work for you. It's all very
It's all in here.
yeah.
Whatever works here.
I would definitely, and obviously it's all your choice, all that kind of stuff. But for the whole external element, try and wean yourself off that if you can. Though I think willpower is better than external stuff.
You didn't hear it.
Probably better.
Yeah, it's true. That's why, what works for some don't work for others. That's why I do like the OMAD and like intermittent fasting thing, and I limit, but I don't completely cut everything off because I really enjoy food, but I know that moderation for me, that's what works for me.
It's like if it's working for you, great, but try it, decrease it over time or something, it's
Yeah.
Golden
I'm
Nuggets
just
saying,
not a
look
fan
at, we
of
got another
external
5
stuff.
pounds. You happy, Disparu? Who's 3 in a row. Cheers.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. I don't have booze.
5 pounds. 3
Oh, that's proper money.
pounds in a row.
The Brits supporting.
3 pounds in a row.
Chats from Pounders.
I didn't know
thank you,
what part
Golden
of it.
Nuggets.
I didn't know whether it was his name or the money or his chat. I read his chat. I'm like, I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Look at Virtue, what's your story? I only know you through other streamers. Like, what do I do on the internet? I've been streaming for a few years now.
I keep trying to make her make videos, but she refuses.
I know. I'm working on it. I've actually been the last 2 that I did, I enjoyed, so I'm trying to stick with that that way of making them. They did okay. If I keep going, they'll do better probably. But yeah, I got
videos about
I'm working on
consistency and
2 right
long
now.
term.
Yeah, I'm working on 2 more. So once I get back home, or maybe even before then, I have my laptop. But anyways, gaming, podcast, stuff like this, a little bit of pop culture. That's pretty much my story is mostly gaming. That's how I started. That's my like main thing that I like doing on the internet. Besides this show on my
I mean, that's how everyone started. Like, I started by wanting to stream Overwatch, and then I realized if I just streamed Overwatch, no one would ever see me. And so I started making videos so that I could stream Overwatch. And then the videos took off. So it's kind of a requirement, I think. If you want to stream,
it is.
you need to make videos.
It's like the gateway.
Doing podcasts.
Well, it's just because the videos have the whole like algorithm, so people can find you, and the streams are about interacting with people that already kind of they already know you in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think we officially got to all our topics today, and I hit 7K. Thank you guys.
Yay! I drank too much wine.
All 16-bit of me.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We're basically
that is
like
probably the worst
16-bit
camera I've seen on a stream.
Yeah. Well, it did get better after we started, so maybe if we give it a second to, like, we don't just rush to start because it's been a busy day.
I've infected it with Canadian internet. Now we gotta do some maid here.
Yeah.
To who?
To the internet.
Oh.
Need a fresh
That's
start.
just zeros and
It's
ones.
the second. I put this link in the first one, like in the comments, so people can find, like, since we abruptly end the first one. So
By the way, I'm excited for our road trip.
yes, me too. And thank you everyone that's donated so far. Seriously, you've helped us a lot. It's not cheap to,
It isn't. But
travel.
we also are gonna do a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, vlogs, lives. There's gonna be a lot of content happening this week.
Where is it? I lost it. Oh, here it is. Look.
And that's the
Oh,
hardest thing
yeah.
to do when you're
It's called
traveling.
Fantasy pack. And the sci-fi pack.
We're gonna play one of the our stops when we're
Cards
resting at a
Against
hotel.
Humanity. We'll
Cards
live
Against
stream it.
Nerd Bundle, and we're gonna play a game.
Human pack. AI pack. Eek pack. This is cute.
Yeah, I seen it. I was like, we gotta play it. Thank you, Rhino.
No, congrats on 6K, by the way.
Yeah, congrats. Wow, he has been
Oh,
killing it.
What? He's got no better time. I mean, any
Acolyte.
kind of even vaguely related Star Wars stuff at the moment is the Acolyte's just
It's going well.
yeah.
Very well. So
Yeah, no, but he's
cheers.
been putting in the work. He's on Flash's stream. I see him on quite a bit of
The only way
streams
to do
lately.
it.
So keep going. Huh?
Yeah.
The only way,
It's
oh
the-
yeah,
it's the only way to do
is
it.
to get
Like,
out
if,
there.
if you really want to make something of it, you just have to put in the time. It's just
Sorry, let me giggle. Well, what do you have going on, Disparu? What videos do you have coming out this week?
the next will be the Doctor Who finale, which, like I say, is the worst written episode of television I've ever seen. The worst finale of anything. So there's that, and then after that, I don't know, because Doctor Who is finished, so there'll still be the Acolyte. I do want to start doing Elden Ring. I need to do a new game and then get onto the expansion. And I've heard how absurdly difficult the expansion is. So
I heard that people are
Mark
enjoying
said
it.
the one boss took him hours.
well,
so-
it's on mixed reviews now because people are complaining it's too hard. So and
Wow.
every
You need to
streamer I've
get
seen
good.
gets 2 hit by
Better.
normal mobs. So it seems
Really?
wild. But I'd have to start a new game because I've not played the game in like 2 years. And I only got to,
Oh my god.
I think it was the
Do a new
capital city on the
build.
first run through. So I'd probably have to start again. So there'll be a while before I even get to the expansion yet.
Wait, he
Oh, yeah.
didn't beat it yet, Jose? Oh, my bad. I thought he did.
Everyone I've seen has been getting absolutely battered by it.
Well, I will never beat that boss, though. No point in trying.
No point.
I couldn't even beat that
Did you finish Elden Ring?
sexy
Like,
booby
I-
lady. No.
how far did you get into Elden Ring?
I
'Cause
mean,
I
it's
remember
the
you did
city.
stream it.
The city.
You got to what?
That's it. The city.
The capital
The
city.
City.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's
I don't
about
know
where
which
I got,
city.
and then that's just stopped. There's only one
That's
city,
when I
in it,
was-
so
Trying to because Mike had beat the city and he couldn't play with me because like I couldn't invite him to my world because
Mm-hmm.
that city didn't exist for him. So whoopsies.
Oopsie daisies.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, we're gonna be on a road trip and there's gonna be some live streams on her and I's channel. Technically you could still donate on the PayPal. Just put road trip in the name. But there's gonna be some good stuff.
Yeah, we have some fun stuff planned. I'm excited.
I'm excited for the zoo and seeing the animals and how cute they
Yeah.
are. And I'm gonna take a lion home with me.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not gonna get in the car. That's the end of the road trip right there.
I thought it was because it was my driving.
Might be safer with the lion in there, actually.
And if you two ever do
That's
a
it.
road trip to Ireland, you'll actually be able to have decent internet.
Shut up.
You know what?
What? I'm just
My
saying
internet's
you could
fine at
stream from
home.
Ireland. That's a reason to come over here, not
Sapporo.
anything else.
No.
No, if anything, that's a reason to come over here. Other people would take us.
He's like, I'm just telling you to come hang out. Let's have some steak and beer.
He's totally
that's just-
dissing us
That
to
was
come
basically
over
come over.
there.
He's like, I'm trying to make you
Ireland.
mad so
I
you come
can't
smack
believe
me.
You want me to come over there?
If we come
You
over there, we better
peasants.
get a good steak, and I want a good Guinness.
Ooh, Guinness.
I really want steak.
I'm not
We're
responsible
gonna
for
get steak
cooking the
tomorrow.
steak or the
Tomorrow.
Guinness in
Chips?
Ireland.
I need some chips.
Look, if you
And
can
a good
find a
Chinese.
drunken Irishman, you can probably find decent Guinness. I'm not
Oh
sure
my
about the
God.
steak.
You can find a drunk
You'd probably have to find a
Irishman very
sober
easily.
Irishman, or at least, mid.
But I'm gonna drive when I go over there. Every time I've booked a car, I ask for the stick shift. They always give me automatic.
What?
They never let me get a stick shift car.
That's
Because
probably
they drive
probably because you come from like America, Canada, and they just don't.
Oh, my
Because
Irish
over
friend tells
here,
me
like
that's
99% of cars are manual.
our stick. And I love
It's
manual.
very rare. I've only ever been in one automatic car in my entire life. That's how rare they are. So it's probably because they see Canadian driver's license and they just give you
Yeah,
automatic.
no, not even see. They hear your accent. They're like, let's upgrade you.
Are you sure you don't want a driver?
Yeah, so because over
I
here
think
manual with windy roads and stuff, you have better fuel consumption and everything. So most people are manual, but I know over there it's the other way
Yeah.
around.
No, I see you in chat and ask for manual, not stick, and you book it as manual. I just say stick.
Yeah, don't say
I use my
stick.
right hand.
Otherwise, they'll know you're Canadian and they'll give you automatic.
They do already.
Yeah, so
I get a
ask for
discount
manual.
with my
Stop
Canadian
asking for
app.
stick. Look, if you
Yeah,
if
I
you
love
phone
stick.
someone in the UK and
Give me
ask for
the
their stick, they will think you mean something entirely different.
Give me the stick.
Stop asking for stick in the UK.
I haven't asked for stick
I really
in the
want
UK,
that
to be
Irish
fair.
stick. I'm not to blame for this.
Oh, and look at that. Dave Chandler ending it with a joke. Thank you, Dave, for the $2. How do you find a drunk Irishman? Open your eyes.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that was there's loads of Irish jokes. How would you confuse a drunken Irishman? It's like, what? Put him in a square room and tell him to sit in the... No, put him in a circular room and ask him to sit in the corner. There's loads. Like, no, all an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman go into a bar.
Joke.
They just take the piss out of this Irishman, like, every time.
What, guys? Despite all the difficulties, this was a good stream.
I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. We got stuff to do tomorrow. But Disbrew, thank you for being produced Brew today.
Oh.
Yeah, even though whatever system you're using can't even like tell me what tabs I have open. Like, everyone uses StreamYards. I would definitely use something different, but that's just me.
Well, create it. All right,
I don't need
guys,
to
you're
create it.
awesome.
Other
Thank you so
things
much for
exist.
hanging out with us. Keep your eyes open for Wicked and X-Ray lives, and we'll be making
I'm
vlogs. and all
trying.
that.
Is it working?
They're gonna
She's
tell
got
you
her eyes
buffaloes
open,
have
guys.
wings. Don't believe them.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're out. Thank you. We love you. Have a great night. See you later.
See ya.